Hello everyone, I'm Sahana Gatia and we are here with Miss Saumya Saraogi, who started off with her entrepreneurial journey and how she quit her corporate job of 7 years to, finally get to a startup. So I must say, it was really beautiful how you started your TED Talk or how you started your presentation. It had the words, "You can't succeed." And it's a very unpredictable start to something that, for a presentation especially. So in light of that, I would like to ask you a question that most entrepreneurs, I would feel, ask themselves, especially when they're underdogs. Would you, move towards innovation as, a starter, or would you do something as that's, previously done? So considering the risk that it involves, what would be your thoughts on?
So I can, of course, talk about myself, and just to add something there, I started up after 17 years. So yes, right. And then that's one of the reasons why you also feel an underdog, because people starting up are way younger. So you do not have too many reference points. But coming back to your question, I can speak about myself, and I started up without any plans to be an entrepreneur. And the reason I started up, because I experienced a gap. I still see that for what I'm building, the strongest perspective I have is of the consumer and not of the person knowing the subject per se, which is tech or starting up or running a business. So yes, the short answer to your question is to solve for a gap, and it is going to be, and it is a mix of innovating and adapting or learning from what might have been good businesses to look at and learn from.
What would you say would be the hardest, one of the, most difficult hardships that you went through in this entrepreneurial journey? Because as far as I know, it's going pretty well.
Yes, that's a good question. I'm still thinking of the right answer. Okay, I can say that it's quite lonely. In terms of what I'm building, I'm extremely confident and I love the feedback that I get. You're used to going to the water cooler and discussing or gossiping and lifting yourself up after a rough day, but it's quite lonely in the startup space, and yeah, I think that's one of the biggest challenges. I know it's nothing new, a lot of people talk about it, so yes, that's something I've experienced myself as well.
Still a very valid concern. I think it'll get better with time is something I'm hearing. Also, in your, the introduction that you were given, you say that in your free time, you're an animal lover, or I say you work, with animals. Could you give us an experience or give us something about that?
So actually, this is something that I think I was exposed in as a child. I am a single child. I didn't have siblings growing up, and I also didn't have friends of my age around me when I was growing up. Somehow my mom also is fond of animals, and we grew up, I grew up with community dogs, cats, entering our homes, taking care of them. I do not have very happy memories dealing with them, because often we'd see them unwell, sick, people hurting them, and we didn't know how to help. There used to be one hospital some other end of the city. We had limited resources financially, so we couldn't help. Also, to be very, very candid, we used to live in a rented accommodation. The person owning the house was not particularly fond of them. How do you challenge someone, in whose house you live? So a lot of that has now culminated into me realizing that today I don't have a lot of those constraints and I can help. And of course, it's so much easier because there's so much information out there. I think importantly, I have seen how it has helped me and how it is helping my child become a more humane person when he's able to feel the pain of a voiceless creature. I think it adds tons to his character than any other workshop or class or learning would. And I have to add, I've said this yesterday, it's incredible the work that you're doing. I'm in love with this school. I don't want to go back, but I have to, but I'd love to keep coming back, and just the energy here is amazing. So hats off to the management and to all you wonderful students making it come alive. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for making it happen as well. So thank you so much.